Iceland is best known for its 100% renewable energy. According to a chart, hydroelectricity power accounted for 72.2% and geothermal power accounted for 27.7%. Before 1970, energy in Iceland was imported from abroad. The government has promoted the construction of grid roads and hydroelectricity power plants. So far, hydroelectricity power has risen to 70% and geothermal power has risen to 30%. And there is still room to expand our production capacity, transforming Iceland from an energy importer to an exporter. Renewable energy accounts for 22.19% in France. In 2023, 93.6% of France's electricity consumption comes from low-carbon energy sources, which is a comparable achievement. Among them, low-carbon energy mainly comes from nuclear energy, accounting for 66.1%. In addition, hydroelectricity power and wind energy also accounted for a certain share. France is also a net exporter of electricity, which helped to reduce carbon emissions in neighboring countries. Also, French president have advocated net zero in 2025.
Denmark, the biggest source of renewable energy is from wind power, which takes up more than a half of all the energy sources. It was first invented during the lack of oil in 1973, which started with the onshore wind power. After that, offshore wind farms were established in the North Sea. The other source of energy is biomass, including combustion using heat and power to produce electricity. Biogas, made by organic materials such as manure, sewage, and organic waste, can replace natural gas. Gasification is the heating of biomass with limited oxygen available, which is turned into flammable gas that can be combusted or upgraded. And liquid biofuels, using crops to produce biofuel which fermented and distilled from biomass, and biodiesel made from plant-based oil. The next is Sweden. The power sources are mostly hydroelectricity, nuclear and wind energy. For hydropower, water courses that are most suited to power production either have a high head or a large water flow. This makes northern Sweden a suitable provider of hydropower electricity in the country. As for nuclear power, Sweden has 3 active nuclear power plants, 98% free from fossil emissions and power cuts, which both hydroelectricity and nuclear power can do.
I'm going to introduce Italy. By this chart, we can see that Italy relied on natural gas the most. But for me, the most interesting part is biofuel is way more than hydropower. This is quite an unusual case because we all know most of the country choose hydropower and wind energy to develop. According to data from International Energy Agency, it pointed out its renewable energy is 36.8%. Also, it mentioned Italy is proud of their eco policy. On the other hand, Italy is introducing a new one. Until now, Ukraine is still suffering from the military forces from Russia. Russia, as known as the biggest gas producer in Europe, tried to stop providing the gas to countries. Therefore, countries gotta take action, or else its economy and citizens will face a serious obstacle. Italy came out with an idea. It expects to become independent of Russia gas, which I think is quite genius. Thank you for listening.
To introduce the energy of United States. In the United States, renewable generator will be required to purchase either electricity or renewable energy. It also has many policy incentives, including tax reduction and subsidies. As you can see, it relies on natural gas the most. Texas is the largest energy producing state in the nation. It also has many uses of energy, like industry and transportation, making the production of energy vary, and also designing the emission of greenhouse gases by the actions.